Hi, it's time for another verb of the day. Today's verb is hunt. Now, let's take a moment and review some of the basic definitions of this verb. The first way you might hear hunt used can mean to pursue and kill a wild animal either for sport or entertainment or for food. This is a verb I am hearing be used a great deal in the area of the country that I live in. The fall is a common time that many people hunt for deer and pheasant in the area in which I live, which is a type of bird. Many of them are doing this because they enjoy it, but then also with the plan or the intention of eating the animals after they've been killed. Now, different areas, different countries hunt for various types of wild animals, and that doesn't really change the meaning here. You can use this verb really with any sort of animal that is being pursued in this way. A second way you might encounter the verb hunt can mean to search determinedly for someone or something. Here, this definition is really like you're intently looking for someone or something. A third way you may encounter the verb hunt can mean to search for with the intention of capturing someone, and this is most commonly used when we believe that someone has committed a crime. This would be an alleged criminal. They have not yet been convicted. For now, you should know that hunt is a regular verb. If you want to make the progressive form of this verb, all you need to do is add ing, and that forms hunting. The past tense and the participle form of our verb can be made by adding ed. Now, this base verb, hunt, ends in an unvoiced T sound. This means when I add the ed ending, I'm going to add an extra syllable to the verb. I'm going to make an id sound. So the past tense and the participle form of the verb should sound like this. Hunted, hunted. Okay. Now, the verb hunt is used in a number of different phrasal verbs. So we'll focus our discussion on those verbs, and I'll try and review some verb tenses as I go through these. The first phrasal verb we'll discuss is to hunt after. This is going to tie back to that second definition of second one that we talked about earlier. So here we're searching or looking for someone or something. An example of how you could hear this used could be, she has been hunting after her keys for the last 30 minutes. So, another way of saying these keys are probably lost. She's been hunting after is an example of the present perfect progressive or present perfect continuous. We're describing an action that started in the past, it's continuing into the present, and it may continue into the future until she finds those keys. The next phrasal verb we'll discuss is to hunt down. This can have a couple different meanings. The first way to use it is to describe the action of pursuing and finding someone or something. An example of this could be, multiple law enforcement agencies are hunting down the suspect. So again, this is kind of coming back to that third definition where we're looking for someone who has committed a crime or whom we believe has committed a crime. Our hunting down is an example of the present progressive or present continuous. We're talking about something that's happening right now. A second way to use hunt down could just mean to search for someone or something. An example of this could be, I will hunt down the missing files. Here's an example of a simple future sentence using will. Someone is likely making a promise or an offer to locate something that has been lost or maybe misplaced. The next phrasal verb we'll discuss is to hunt for. It can also have a couple different meanings. The first way to use it is to talk about someone who is engaged in that sport of hunting. An example of this could be, they hunt for deer every fall. So here's a sentence in the simple present. We're talking about a habit or a routine. This is an action that repeats at sort of a known or consistent interval. A second way to use hunt for can mean to search for someone or something. So we're back to that second definition of the verb. An example of this: what are you hunting for? Okay. This is a WH or more information question. It is in the present progressive. Okay. So we're maybe watching someone pick things up, look under things, open drawers, right? Kind of indicating that they're searching for something. The next phrasal verb we'll discuss is to hunt out. This can mean that someone is seeking out or searching for either someone or something. An example of this could be, they are hunting out a new partner to join their latest business venture. So again, they're seeking, they're searching. That's another present progressive or present continuous sentence. The next phrasal verb we'll discuss is to hunt over. This can mean that you're searching for something through an area, maybe even in some really large or comprehensive type area. An example of this might be, searchers have hunted over the east side of the park to locate the missing hikers. Here's an example of a present perfect sentence. And again, they're describing, right, one piece of that larger area. Maybe this is kind of a huge state park or national park. And we have multiple hikers here that are missing. The last phrasal verb we'll discuss today is to hunt up. This can have a couple different meanings. One way to use it means to engage in a lengthy search in order to locate something, or at least you're trying to locate something. An example of this might be, my mom hunted up my old dolls to share with my niece. Here's an example of a simple past tense sentence. So I'm talking about a completed action. So it's kind of maybe one of those things of like, I know I've got these things somewhere, right? And you begin to look in rooms or closets, maybe kind of things, a garage, a basement, right? You're going through different boxes, trying to locate that particular object. The last way you might hear hunt up used can mean to contact someone, and typically when you are in an area in which they live. This isn't, we're not going to use this with like someone that lives in the same town or neighborhood, but how you might hear it used would sound like this. If you are ever back in town, hunt me up. Right? So there's really just saying, kind of reach out, contact me, let me know. And usually it's a sign like they want to see you or they want to spend time with you. But this is probably not someone you're in really regular contact with. Or it's not like a city you're visiting every day or every week. Okay? That last sentence is an example of an imperative or a command, right? The person or the speaker saying that sentence is telling someone what they should do, or kind of telling them just to do it. Now let's spend a moment talking about some words that are related to our verb hunt. And the first word we'll discuss is the noun form of this word. The noun hunt has the exact same spelling and the exact same pronunciation as our verb. Like our verb, it also has a couple different meanings. The first way to use it is to refer to that activity or the action of hunting wild animals. An example of this could be, they went on a moose hunt during their western vacation. So this would be describing an animal that's more common in the western part of the United States. But a second way you could use the noun hunt is just to refer to a search, right? So an attempt to locate something. An example of this could be, police have launched a hunt for the alleged jewel thieves. Right? So searching out, trying to locate and find those individuals. Another word you might encounter is the noun hunter. That ER suffix generally tells us this is a person or a thing that does the action. So, a first way to use this noun is referring to a person or animal that engages in that action of locating wild animals for food or for sport. An example of this could be, do hunters need a license or permit here? Okay. There can be different rules around when, who can engage in a particular hunt. So that's what that question is addressing. But a second way to use that noun hunter is to refer to a person who is searching for something. An example of this, my mom is a proud bargain hunter. She loves a good sale and loves to tell people like how much money she saved by finding this particular item on clearance or discount or taking advantage of some coupons or special offers. So that's what she searches for, a good deal. Another related word you might encounter is the noun hunter-gatherer. This is describing a member of a culture that obtains food by hunting wild animals and maybe gathering wild plants. Not many cultures fit into that sort of description in 2025, but there are still some out there. So an example, though, of how you might encounter it in a history book or some kind of article could be, the hunter-gatherer lifestyle was the dominant way for thousands of years. One more word for us today. It's the adjective hunt and peck. Maybe you've heard someone described in this way, but they're referring or describing the kind of typing that someone is doing. And generally the idea is they're just using two fingers, and each time they go to select, right, they're kind of, where's the letter A, right? Where's the letter S, right? Whatever word they might be spelling. So an example of how you could hear this used, you can't be a hunt and peck typer and pass this test. So sometimes there are essay kinds of exams, and generally you've got to be a fairly good typist in order to have enough time to write and respond to questions that are being asked. Thank you all for watching today's Verb. I hope you have a great day.